ever heard of the dangerous D's? I'm going to share with you what those are, and they have everything to do with communicating effectively in relationships. But we are all guilty of, at one time or another in a discussion, being the victim or being the culprit of the dangerous D's. Let's get into it. The first dangerous D is when you get defensive. When you get defensive, do you realize that, one, you're not taking responsibility for the subject at hand? Second, no matter what they're saying, you're taking it way too personally. Even if it's about you, you should be open and honest with your partner about their feelings. Validate their feelings. You don't have to agree with exactly what they're saying, but when you get defensive, it's an attack. And it is a creative avoidance tactic to get off that person and that partner talking to you about something that you said or that you did or that you didn't do. And when you get defensive, you're rejecting their feelings. When you get defensive, you're putting a fence up and a wall up to talk about it. When you get defensive, you're saying you're not open to their constructive criticism. When you get defensive, you're not validating their feelings. All anyone wants in any conversation, number one goal, no matter what it's about, is making them feel understood and validating their feelings. A second big mistake in relationships is what we call the detour. And this is in conversations when you completely change the subject. And when you change the subject, it means you're not open to discussing the subject at hand. When you change the subject, when you detour, you're saying that you're not ready to discuss the topic at hand. When you detour, then you're also saying that you are not receiving the information that your partner told you. You're rejecting it. And when you detour, when you change the subject, you're also showing a lot of relational immaturity by not being able to focus on one subject at a time. Another terribly dangerous D in communication skills with your partner is when you completely dismiss what they're saying. If they say, I feel blank and I have found blank and I really would like to work on blank, and you say things like, that's ridiculous. Or you say, where'd you come up with that? Or you say, is it your time of the month? Or you say, do you have a problem? Or if you say, I think you need help. All of those statements are deflective. They are very dismissive, and you are not helping your partner feel important. You're not helping their feelings be validated, and you are not going to get to a resolution or a compromise in the conversation if you dismiss what your partner is saying. So now we're left with, how do we answer our partners when they're telling us we've done something wrong? How do we respond when our partners are upset or they're offering constructive criticism? Well, I can tell you that anger brews more anger. And the number one thing you can do is say, let's sit down, have some uninterrupted time to look each other in the eye, and you only take on the listening role. And that means allow them to express their feelings, allow them to share what they're experiencing, and all you do to make them feel understood, to make them feel validated, is you use neutral statements to help them feel comfortable and safe in talking about what's on their mind. For example, I hear you. I understand. I'm listening. Tell me more about how you feel about that. And then when you feel like they've gotten it all out and you've used neutral statements of understanding, end it with this. What can I do? What ideas do you have that will help this situation? What do you need me to do? What would be the ideal solution for you? And these questions are helping your partner feel more understood. And they're making them feel that there is truly a safe space between the two of you where you can share those hard feelings, those hard topics, those hard subjects to bring up. When you provide a safe and understanding and empathetic environment, it will bond you and your partner more than anything. An emotional connection and an emotional bond is what women need most. And girls, you know what he needs you to share with respect. Make it about your feelings, not how much he's doing wrong. And if you start every sentence with you never and you always, that's a big mistake. So beware of the dangerous D's. Here's to having great conversations. Remember, it's up to you to make it a great and fabulous relationship.